YouTube, episode 1. Let's go. So for those who don't know, I'm Gaz. I am coming out of retirement, let's say, when it's looking at triathlon or being an athlete in general. So I think it's probably important to do a little bit of an introduction into my background, where I've come from and where I currently am at the moment. As you'll see in the bio, I'm just a random Yorkshire lad who likes to do a little bit of everything. So at the moment, my training is what I would describe as hybrid. So I work with a hybrid performance centre. I'm part of the Red On group as well. So everything that I do at the moment is very, very hybrid, whether that is doing Hyrox, triathlon, running, swimming, going to CrossFit. Like, I like to do a little bit of everything. This year, I've booked a lot of races. A lot. I don't know why, I just keep seeming to just keep booking them. My whole ethos when it comes to like Ironman depression or that post-race like funk where you finish the race and you don't know what else to do is normally just to book another race. So I have this year, let's look at it. We are currently at the beginning of August, so 9th of August today. Coming up over the next few weeks. So the first week of September, I have the Rock Triathlon in the Lake District, which is a mile swim in Lake Windermere, 45k bike to Scafell Pike, up and down Scafell Pike, 45k bike back, and then a 1k trail run. So something slightly different in triathlon terms. I then have a 2-week break from races, and then I've got Hyrox Stuttgart. So I'm doing a doubles there with Liam, some lad who I work with, and we're hoping to do pretty well. Ideally, put it on record, we'd like to podium at that race. And then we're going to go back-to-back straight into a relay. So with Ollie Russell and Dan Noter and Liam as well, we're going to go there and try to win the relays as well. Obviously, it's not as simple as that when you've just come off the back of a race, but it's one for us to really aim at. Then another 3 weeks off, and then on the 18th of October, myself and Laura are going over to Portugal, Cascais, Portugal, near Lisbon, to do Ironman Lisbon, which is going to be really cool. So I've not done an Ironman now for, my last one was 2016, 2024, 6 years. I'm not very good at math, 6 years. So I've not done an Ironman for 6 years, so I've got a little bit of the like first time nerves as well, which is good. I think you need that too. I've been out of the whole Ironman space or triathlon space for a long time. Obviously, when I first met Laura a couple of years ago, she was well into triathlon and I was well retired from triathlon. In fact, I actually sold my bike when we first met because I didn't want to get back into triathlon. Then watching Laura like consistently train on the watt bike, going swimming, going running, pricked my ears up a little bit again. So I bought a bike and I've started training. Now, as it stands, like my PB for an Ironman is 9:26. I did that at Ironman Copenhagen in 2016 as well. So a fairly decent Ironman time, I would suggest. The biking and everything has gone really well so far. I'm probably feeling as strong as ever on a bike, which is mad considering I'm doing less biking, but I've done over the last couple of years like just pure strength training. So just hitting CrossFit and actual gym-based activities. I moved away from triathlon completely and just went straight into the gym and did it that way. And it's made me, I don't know why, it's made me really strong on the bike. And I mean, there's obviously evidence to suggest that, which is good. And it's nice to see the numbers coming back on the bike, which is really, really cool. So in my mind, I'm now playing over. My running's never really been an issue. I'm not as strong as I was running, but like I've been doing Hyrox now for the last year, and that's definitely pushed my running on a little bit. So it's nice to be in a spot where I can hopefully tap back into that. So the goal and the plan for Ironman Portugal is, first of all, to get round, which is obviously the goal of any Ironman. The second one is to like do a little bit of justice to myself. I don't want to come away with something where I'm really disappointed and, you know, kind of like, oh shit, I should have trained more, or I should have done this, that, X, Y, and Z, whatever it may be. I think from my perspective, I want to go there, do myself justice. And in the back of my mind, I'm kind of thinking if I can get in and around that 11 hours bit, if I can get into the 10s, I'll be absolutely buzzing. I've not really done much swimming, which is it's the most boring part for me. I just hate going swimming, particularly in a swimming pool. I don't mind doing a little bit of open water swimming. We did a bit of swimming in Mallorca when we were last over there. But for me, swimming personally, even when I was training hard, doing triathlon full time, I never really improved my swim. The more I swam, the more comfortable it got to swim at a certain pace. I never really did sessions where it was like broken down. Laura goes and does like hard sessions and drills and all this kind of stuff. I used to just go in and put a pull buoy between my leg and swim for 30 to 40 minutes. That was always my thing. Yes, it got easier and I was able to do some decent times, but ultimately I've not swam now really consistently for like 6 years. And I'm 3 months out from Ironman Portugal. So I'd like to start getting into the pool a bit more. Whether that happens or not is another story, but I need to do it so that I'm not disappointed in Portugal. So they're the next 3 big races over the next 2 and a bit months, pretty much. And then I'm moving into a little bit of like a proper Hyrox season, which is quite cool. So I've got Hyrox Birmingham with Si, one of my mates. We're going to go there and just get around it and have a bit of fun, which will be quite nice. Then moving into Hyrox London, where we are doing like a little bit of a doubles team one. So we booked 3 tickets. We've got 6 lads who want to do it. We're going to pick who's like the fastest and then build them into different teams and do it that way, which will be nice. I'm then going to do a Hyrox singles in Valencia and then a Hyrox singles in Stockholm. Now, the idea is to take the fitness from Ironman and move it into Hyrox. So all this work that we've been doing, the engine building, the long capacity days, I know myself and Dan, my coach, are hoping that can like translate straight into Hyrox. It should do, because obviously in physical sense, the bigger the engine, the bigger the base, the higher the point of triangle. So it'll be interesting to see how Ironman and the strength block coincides with good Hyrox times, or if I'm just shit at Hyrox now because I'm used to doing long, slower stuff. I've still tried to do a lot of Hyrox work in the week. So my general week patterning looks like Monday I will hit a leg day with some form of engine at the end of it, whether that's bike, running, or some erg work. A Tuesday normally now is looking like a long bike ride and some gym work. Wednesday is upper body and then a big workout with the lads. So Joe and Si normally get in there and do like a little bit of a throwdown, hours long work with a barbell and some erg work and all that kind of stuff, which is quite nice. Thursday is normally back into a bike and a run. And then Friday is another big throwdown. So looking at like Hyrox work, some big capacity stuff, barbell work as well. And then Saturday and Sunday, I kind of keep open for building that engine and making sure that we've got the capacity. So long runs, long rides, that kind of stuff go into a weekend block. It's quite full on at the minute. I'm feeling good, which is weird. I've been nursing a bit of an Achilles tendonitis probably for 4 years now. I think it's probably just because I got a little bit heavy, and I went from, if you think when I was doing triathlon, I was at like 71 kg, which is mad. I'm 6 foot, 5'11", whatever you want to call it. I say 6. I was at about 71 kg. And then when I stopped triathlon, I went on a bulk, as most people do, like, oh, I'm going to bulk up and go to the gym. And I went up to like 92, 93, I think, at my heaviest, which wasn't muscle. I don't think it, at the time I was like, yeah, building muscle, but actually I think it was probably just fat. It's not as easy as just building that. However, coming back down the weight now, I feel stronger. I'm looking better, I would like to think, from building a little bit of muscle, and across the disciplines, so running and biking, I can feel myself not breaking down at all really at the moment, which is quite nice too. So I think I'm in a good position to build the training and see where we go. The idea of the YouTube channel is almost to kind of document where we're at, where we race, what the races look like, how we do, and build an idea around that, and hopefully give you a bit of an insight into what our weeks look like, what our training looks like, and how we progress everything forward, and what kind of goals and ambitions we have in the future. Looking into like next year, I know it's a bit of a like push, but ideal scenario for me and what my main goal is to qualify for the Hyrox World Championships again and qualify hopefully for the Ironman 70.3 World Championships. They're the two main goals. Now, they're both going to be difficult. I think realistically, the Ironman 70.3 one's going to be a very difficult one. I'm 36 in October, so I'm in a pretty decent age group where timings are mad, but I can feel myself tapping back into what was there before. So my running is feeling good, really good. I used to be a pretty decent runner, particularly off the back of a triathlon. So kind of Olympic distance running was like 34 minutes, which when I was in the army and running the army champs was always the fastest split for that. Then like half Ironman was like a 120, 119-ish. Obviously nowhere near them top boys now, but it was still good enough to run me into the places. And then for an Ironman, I did a 3:05 at Copenhagen. So running was always my strong point. I think it's almost flipped a little bit now where biking is maybe my strong point and the running needs to get tapped back into. I don't think that's going to be something that just flies now. I mean, I'm fairly fast at Hyrox running and that kind of stuff. So if I can just build that endurance up a little bit and make sure that I've got the capacity to keep pushing, particularly in an Ironman, that'll be perfect for me. So that's where we're at, and that's what I'm thinking with regards to YouTube. I bought a new camera, which moves around, as you can see, which is cool. So it's a non-negotiable. Now I've paid for a camera, I need to make sure that I show you and document this journey for it. So over the next couple of weeks, let's get stuck in. I'll show you how far in the locker I get. I'll bring you on some sessions and show you what they look like, and I'll put them onto the screen so you can follow a few if you want to follow a few. But ultimately give you a bit of an insight into someone who used to be at a decent level of an athlete, fell off the rails a little bit and is now trying to get back on. How difficult is it to get back to the level we were at? And yeah, let's have a look and let's go for it.